With me this morning from NR Private Market, I'm joined by Rich Lloyd, and from Veragold, Stefan Kreis. Rich, Stefan, good to see you. Good morning.
Thank you. Good morning too. Hi.
Morning, Andrew.
Good morning. Stefan, if we can kick off with Veragold, tell us a bit about the company. What are your main projects?
Well, the main project Veragold Mining Company has is the Minas Santa Rosa project in Panama. That is a brownfield restart. We acquired this property like 12 years ago. We inherited a stockpile in there. The former operator left behind the stockpile with roughly, that's what we knew in the beginning, left behind a stockpile of roughly 122,000 ounces, and we drilled it out. We learned during the last drill programs and everything that we got 1.2 million ounces, and now we're putting the mine back into production. That's what we do.
What about from the financing perspective? Tell me a bit more about this bond.
The idea to finance the project with a bond structure, we all know has been tried before, never came to fly. I think the reason that happened was because most of the bonds that have been tried in the past haven't had the characteristics like ours have. We haven't put a plain vanilla bond in place. Our bond is combined. It has a direct link to the gold price. By saying this, what we did, every debenture of the bond is linked to 1 troy ounce of gold. When we came out with that bond in March 2019, the gold price in euro was at 1,150 euros. I'm talking in euros because the bond is denominated in euros. And we thought there's a lot of upside in the gold price right now, so we link every debenture to the gold price. And what happened effectively up till today with a gold price of 1560 in euros, the people are ahead 36%. And now we come into the good point of it. It's even now, 2 years before the bond matures, we're far ahead of the minimum interest rate of 5%. So that was the idea. We just wanted to put an innovative financial structure in place, and therefore we managed to list that gold-linked bond, finance the operations.
How much are you looking to raise here, Stefan?
Well, the bond, we're looking to raise 100 million of the bond. Right now, we're in the stage that we're in deeper negotiations. I think we're almost there. It's getting very attractive because, in our opinion, the gold price will, due to that crisis right now, significantly raise in the next weeks and months. So 100 million in total. That is the total capex to put the plant into full production, which will be roughly 7,500 ounces, tons per day plant. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Rich, what first caught your eye about Veragold?
Yeah, just the unique characteristics. The project is excellent. The geology is fantastic. The innovative financing with the bond really caught the eye of next year in our private market. You know, we're doing innovative financing ourselves through the platform. And, you know, I've spent so long in investment banking, we always tried to do a project bond. Generally, these things were, you know, a billion pounds of copper about a mile under the ground in Chile, and it never worked. In this case, Veragold are in the unique situation. They have this stockpile, and they basically monetized 100,000 ounces of the 122,000 ounces in the stockpile, almost giving away your profit in order to finance the bigger picture, which is the 1.2 million ounce Santa Rosa mine. And they've got 6 other projects that are at varying stages of development. So it's one of those examples that we've always spoken about is we want our investors to see these early stage deals, which they don't generally see. Veragold's a private company as well. So it's pretty hard to find out these. You'd have to scour the internet pretty hard to find these projects. So that's the idea of the platform.
But of course, there are a number of financing options for private companies such as Veragold available, Rich.
Yeah, going on as they developed, they took it on themselves to think about the bond, which is a very clever way of doing it. And they, as I said, they have a unique characteristic there. Going forward, they would probably fall into it without giving away too much information. They would fall into the standard financing packages with people who can partner with you. You know, you've got the funds, the PE funds, you've got streaming companies, et cetera, et cetera. So you would have you could almost see the bond as the sort of debt side of it, and you would then attract a stream potentially, or some sort of equity, convertibles, that sort of thing, as you mature and get the more mature financing in place. But yeah, this thing's going to be built at, Stefan says, 6,500 tons per day for about $100 million, and it'll be producing 80,000 ounces a year, which is a fairly significant new mine in an area that, Panama are very supportive, and they want to get their industry back up and running again.
And Stefan, remind us how investors can get involved here.
We have been able to manage that we got our bond listed. It is a private placement principally, so it's not a retail bond. The primary market, you can only subscribe with Veragold or the bank, which is Bank M here in Germany. The second possibility, we managed to list the bond on several German exchanges. It's listed in Frankfurt, Berlin, Düsseldorf, and TradeGate, which is a just online platform. So the secondary market, everybody can participate in the bond by putting in an order through the exchanges, and obviously subscribe with us directly. I think the good thing about the bond right now, if you compare it to other financing options, we really have the big advantage that for institutional investors, we put one more topic in. They are able to get their hands on physical gold. So yeah, that's obviously for big institutional investors, that might attract them a lot, because in exchange for each debenture, we deliver that physical ounce of gold. So effectively, if you really break it down to the minimum, our bond is nothing else than a forward sale in a bond structure. So,
well, Stefan, before I let you go, Stefan, just remind us what the next 3 to 6 months has got in store for you. Not necessarily just about the bond, but on the ground as well.
Well, in the next 6 months, we will be in production. We will be pushing the button to fire up the first plant, the first mill, which will be 500 tons per day. And from there on, we ramp it up to 2,500, 6,500. So we will be in production in Q3 2020. So that will be, we will produce the first ounce of gold by the end of this year. That's the plan. And up till today, we are still absolutely in line with that plan. And the next 3 to 6 months, something else will happen. We just filed for a second concession, which we have been granted. We bought the land. So we're already looking into the second project. As Rich said, Veragold has a special situation. We don't have just a concession. We have a contract law that went through the National Assembly of the Republic of Panama unanimously. And that contract law grants us the right in a 50-kilometer radius around Santa Rosa. And we know for a fact that there are 6 more brownfields, and we filed for several concessions, but received the first one. So we're already looking at the second project, which is the nearest by mine to Santa Rosa. In a perfect world, we can process the ore from the new mine in the Santa Rosa mill. So there's a lot coming up.
It certainly is. Stefan, Rich, good to see you both this morning. Thanks very much.
Thanks,
Andrew.
Yeah, bye.